Blessings, YouTube. Blessings, TikTok. I hope you guys are enjoying your Sunday afternoon. I'm super excited to be with you guys today, and I have an awesome topic to talk to you guys about. But like I said, blessings. If you can tell me if you're watching the broadcast live or if you're going to be catching the replay, if you can hit replay and type that in the comments, that would greatly be beneficial to me because then I can kind of see what time of the day people are watching and commenting. TikTok, if you can give me a like and let me know where you guys are watching from, what city you're watching from, that would be amazing. I would appreciate it. So again, I'm streaming on YouTube and I'm streaming on two different TikTok accounts right now. So hopefully the reception is good. When I did this last night and I was streaming from three platforms, the Wi-Fi was going in and out. So please let me know if for whatever reason the Wi-Fi starts getting a little shaky. I can cut one of the platforms off. But welcome to the channel tonight, you guys. Welcome, Kathy, Caris, Charles, Mickey, Orlando. I used to live in Orlando. Tana, Ella, Tracy, Alexa. Welcome, everybody, for joining the channel. My name is Stephanie, and I'm a single mom. I'm an entrepreneur. I have my own faith-based apparel company here in Atlanta, Georgia. I sell everything online, but I made a shift in my business that I wanted to talk to you guys about 30 days ago. I made a major shift in my business and we've been doing some amazing things. And so I wanted to kind of reach out and encourage some of you on here on tonight. 30 days ago, I was struggling, you guys, struggling to make ends meet with my time, struggling to get to all of the activities that I needed to do on a day-to-day basis. I was working 15 hours a day in my apparel company with my kid. He's 16 years old, about to be 17 in literally a week and a half. Thank you guys so much for joining. I see each and every one of you joining on all three platforms. It's a pleasure to have you guys. If you have any questions, go ahead and write them in the chat. If you can like the broadcast so it can be sent out to more people, that would be greatly appreciated. So 30 days ago, you guys, I was stressed out. I've had my apparel company for 3 years and we literally crushed it within our first year of business. We did $750,000 in sales our first year in business online. And I'll get to how we were able to do that as well. But after the 3 years that we've been in our company, I've been burnt out. I mean, imagine being a single parent, right? Imagine working 15 hours every single day for 3 years straight, barely getting any days off whatsoever. Morning until night, you're just working, working, working. You're missing out on activities in your kids' days and in their extracurricular activities. My basketball, right? And so he would always look for me in the stands, and just to be there would be a major sacrifice. I would have to switch things around with that, which would then mean I would need to work even more hours inside of my company. So it was a crazy train that I was on, a train of success, yes, but a train of not having enough time to do everything that I needed to do. Half the time my house wouldn't be cleaned. Half the time I wasn't having enough time to cook. So we would have to eat out, which is a lot of garbage that you're eating, which then affects your health as well. I never felt like I got any sleep because I was always so busy working. And then by the time I did lay down to get some sleep, my mind was racing, right? As a single parent, and especially of a teenager, come on, especially of a teenager, my mind was always racing. What can I do better? How can I make sure I can get there? How can I, when you come home to a house that's not clean, also, I don't know about you, but it immediately gives me anxiety. Immediately I get an attitude. And so just trying to balance the day-to-day of running a business where you're working 15 hours a day, trying to balance being a single mom, trying to balance being in ministry at the same time and serving in church and doing all of the things that we do as parents, or even if you don't have kids. We're busy. We're a busy people. We're busy working. We're busy running errands. We're busy taking care of home. Maybe you have a spouse that is very attentive that you need to pay attention to and make sure you're going on those date nights, whatever the case may be. Let me just put it like this. Life is lifing at all times. You never know what situation is happening. You never know what circumstance is going to come your way. And so you need to be prepared, not only with one stream of income, but you need to be prepared to where you have extra support to be able to help if you have kids, or extra support if you need to be able to step away from that job, step away from that business, or just handle family issues, handle having a me day, because you can't just keep ripping and running every single day without any downtime, without any time pampering yourself or just relaxing, kicking your feet back and enjoying the night, right? So that's been my life for the last 3 years. The last 3 years have been crazy insane. I've learned a lot. I've made a whole lot of money having my business online. $750,000 the first year in business, 750,000 in the first year in sales. But we made a lot of money, and to be transparent, raw and real, we also lost a lot of money. And why that happened was because we were running a lot of ads marketing, right? We had a marketing strategy, but when you scale at such a fast and rapid rate, you don't know how to always optimize those marketing campaigns. You don't know how to juggle them to make sure that they're optimized profitably and effectively to where you're not losing money. And on the ads where you are winning, that you're making sure you're tweaking them to the right audience, the right budget. All of these things come into play when you're running an online business. And I want to tell you guys why I made a shift in my business 30 days ago. I'm getting ready to walk away from it all. And the reason I'm doing it is because I'm looking at the market research. I'm looking at the data that is talking back to me when I do my research, right? So if you guys are on social media right now scrolling where I'm at in Georgia, it's 11:30 at night, right? So you've probably already worked your day job. You probably already came home and either cooked, cleaned, took care of the kids, spent some time with the family, and you're ready to just relax, to go to sleep, and to hit repeat and do it all over again, right? I don't believe that we're called and placed on this earth to just operate, to just sit here and work a 9 to 5 to get a little bit of time with our family and not fulfill purpose. We should not be working all day, every day, and then come home so tired that we have no time to fulfill purpose, no time to actually do what's in our heart that we desire, right? Your desires might be different than my desires. The next person's desires are going to be totally different than what your desires are. But when we sit back and we look at our life, if we could take finances out of the equation, and I want you to hear me because it's so important that we reflect back on our life. 30 days ago, I was reflecting back on my life and I was in tears. I wanted to quit everything. I wanted to walk away from my business. I wanted to walk away from ministry. I wanted to throw in the towel and say, I can't do this anymore, right? I was about to have a breakdown. I was overworked. I was exhausted mentally, physically, emotionally. I was exhausted financially. Although the money was in the bank account, the time wasn't there. What good would it do, you guys, if you had $1 million sitting in the bank account, but you never had the time to spend with your loved ones? You lived a life where you never got to spend time with anybody. All you did was work, 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 never fulfilling purpose, never laughing, never enjoying time without being outside of your job, your 9 to 5, your business, your career, right? What kind of fulfillment would that be? For me, I didn't care about having all of that money if I wasn't able to have time with my family, if I wasn't able to do what I wanted to do in life, which was ministry, which was impacting people, which was feeling fulfilled, but also leaving a legacy for my kid, right? So as a single mom or a single dad, or maybe you're not even a single mom or dad, but you have kids, you have a weight on your shoulders that you know that you have a job to do as those parents and provide something for your kids that when they graduate high school, that either they're going off to college to fulfill a career that they have in their heart to learn and get the education, or they're going to need to go into the workforce, right? But what would it be like if you were able to hand them a career, a business that ran on automations? What would it be like if you were able to leave a legacy for your kids? Heavenly, right? That's so awesome, right? Come on. What would it be like? Jennifer said, I'm freezing. Oh my gosh, here we go again, you guys. How much am I freezing? Because I'm on 3 platforms. I have 2 TikToks going on 2 different phones, and I have YouTube here, and I will turn one of them off if I'm freezing really bad. Is it just a little bit or is it bad? Um, if you guys can type in the chat, 1, if I'm freezing really bad. And if it's not that bad, if you could type a 2, that way I know to turn one of the platforms off. I literally came into a different area of my house that is closer to the Wi-Fi just a bit. Okay, thank you so much, Jennifer. I'm going to keep going, but if it does get bad to where I'm freezing a lot, let me know and I'll shut down one of the platforms. So I have 2 different TikToks. We all know how TikTok is. They get a little crazy. And they say, 1 minute you could be shut down. So I have a backup TikTok. So I have Godpreneur University on one TikTok, and I have Godpreneur Daily Pay on another TikTok. On YouTube, it's Godpreneur University. So I'm trying to do all of them right now. But so back to leaving a legacy for your kids. It's getting worse now. Okay. I originally started my apparel company, you guys, so that I could leave a legacy for my kid, right? I originally started this apparel company so that my son didn't have to work a 9 to 5. I originally started this apparel company so when he graduated high school, that I had something that I can leave to him. Right. So for me, working 15 hours a day inside of my apparel company, that's not leaving a legacy to my kid. I don't feel that way. I understand that it's successful. I understand the money's there, and I understand that he'll learn a lot by having his own company. But if he's got to work and slave inside of his own apparel company, he might as well clock into a 9 to 5 and have time freedom, right? How many of you can attest that you would rather have time freedom over $1 million? And I know it sounds crazy, but until you get there and you're in my shoes to where you've had the money, but you don't have the time with your family, you don't have the time to enjoy life, it's really not that hard of a decision when you actually have the finances, but you don't have any time with the people that you love. For me, I would rather just be financially free, maybe not that high status, but I still have time with my kids. I still have time with my spouse. I still have time with my family, right? That's how I would feel. So for me, 30 days ago, if it's still really bad, Jennifer, let me know, okay? For me, 30 days ago, I had to make a shift. I had to either make the decision to shut the entire business down and to get back into either corporate, because I was doing corporate for 10 to 15 years, or I would have to make the shift and start something new, or I could continue doing what I was doing, but I was about to have a breakdown. So why would I do that? Right. So I had to make a shift in my business. I had to either go back to a 9 to 5, which is an entrepreneur's worst nightmare, is to clock into somebody's 9 to 5 when they know they're called to be an entrepreneur, right? So for me, I started doing my research. And when I started doing my research, I realized that the online industry is $1 billion industry, right? It's $1 billion industry, meaning every single day, there's 1 billion people on social media daily. I want you to hear that. 1 billion people on all of the social media platforms every single day. What would it be like if you could tap into 1% of those people and you are able to offer them an opportunity to where they're able to be financially free, where they're able to get their time back? where they're able to spend time with their kids, spend time with their family, do something that they enjoy doing. I love talking. I love helping people. I love pouring into people. I love encouraging people. Actually, today, I had an opportunity. There was a couple that was going through a horrendous time in their life, right? They were going through a really tough time. They had actually, I'm not going to say a name so they don't know, that you guys don't know who I'm talking about, but they lost somebody very close to them. Right. And so they felt like they didn't know which way to turn. They needed to come up with a lot of money to take care of some costs. They needed to make sure certain things were put in place in their mind and in their heart. They couldn't even think straight. Right. So I had the opportunity to pour into them. I had the opportunity to tell them it's going to get better. I had the opportunity to tell them you are called and created for a purpose. I had the opportunity to show them what they could do to start get some finances right away. I had the opportunity to tell them about some times where I was struggling and how God got me through, right? So we are placed here on this earth not just to work and toil, not just to make money, go to sleep, and to repeat the next day, but we are called for a purpose that is far greater than just working a job and going to sleep. And we need to make sure we're finding out what that purpose is. So 30 days ago, I had a tough decision to make. Think about starting a business and being so successful in that business, but because you are working so hard, it was taking you away from your family for 3 years straight. You felt like you were on the verge of a breakdown and needing to make a decision. Think about it for a moment. What would you do? Would you do your research and listen to the data that's showing that everything is moving online, that people are literally crushing it in the online space right now, making 6 figures, 7 figures online within a couple hours of a day working online by being consistent, by showing up every day and putting in high income earning activities that was going to run an online business effectively and profitably. Right. So this is what I did when I was getting ready to give up, when I didn't know which way to turn. I had to make a choice, and my choice will always be, without a shadow of a doubt, to make sure that my family comes first, right? So in order for my family to come first, I had to replace the income that I was generating inside of my online apparel company. Am I still freezing, you guys, or is it better? I want you to type a 1 if it's better, or type a 2 if it's still freezing really bad. So I had to make a decision. My decision was that I'm going to give a new opportunity 90 days of my time. 90 days. And within 90 days, if I could follow this system that I researched that is telling me it's the best opportunity out there, it's the best program out there from my research, from all of the statistics, from all of the thousands of people that are crushing it, right? If I was to listen to that data and I was to give this program 90 days, if I could replace my income inside of my apparel company that I was making right now within 90 days, right? I would not only get my time back, but I would get my entire life back. I would be able to have time with my family. I would be able to sell everything in my apparel company where I wasn't working 15 hours a day. I would be able to keep serving in ministry. I would be able to do some of the things that I knew I wanted to do in my heart. I would be able to leave a legacy for my kid so that when he turns 18, when he wants to have his own business, that there was an opportunity readily available for him that his mom was already crushing it in, right? So it was a no-brainer for me. I knew that I wanted to shift to online. I knew for me, I wanted to replace the 15 hours a day that I was working inside of my apparel company. And I kid you not, After I made the decision, the peace of God came over me. After I made the decision to shift to the online space and get rid of physical products, literally within my first few weeks in the business, I already generated $3,600 online. Tell me that that is not insane, because normally with any business venture, when I first started my business, I wasn't profitable for 3 months. I was dumping money into Facebook ads. I was dumping money into the algorithm to make sure that people were able to find me, right? And so I was dumping tens of thousands of dollars into paid advertising. So for me, it was a no brainer that if I could generate $3,600 being brand new into a process that literally gives you a step by step guide on the processes to do, on the high income earning activities that would drive traffic to my business, why wouldn't I take that opportunity? So that's where I was at. And so by following a proven step-by-step guide, you're able to get to your end destination 100 times quicker. I understand the value of coaching. I understand the value of having a mentor. You know why? Because when I started my apparel company 3 years ago, I had a coach and I had a mentor, and that coach and that mentor poured into me for 1 year straight. And I paid that coach and I paid that mentor $2,500 a month to coach me, to mentor me. And as I paid that mentor all of that money every month to coach me and to mentor me, I saw my business starting to grow, to grow, to grow, to grow. To after my first year being in business, we generated $750,000 in sales. But that all came from me changing my mindset. That all came from me following the steps that my mentor and my coach told me and laid out for me to follow, right? Without that coach and without that mentor, there's no way that I would have been able to get there quicker, right? There's no way. I probably 3 years down the line right now, maybe I wouldn't have even been able to ever achieve that if I didn't believe in coaching and I didn't believe in mentoring. Inside of this program that I started 30 days ago, I have literally gotten mentored and coached by high 6 and 7 income earners. And I didn't have to pay anything extra. I didn't have to pay an additional cost to get that mentorship. And I want you to hear me, because when you believe in something, you're willing to invest in your success. When you believe in something and you want something bad enough, you're willing to put the work in order to make sure that you're going to be successful. When you are determined to get off the struggle bus, when you're determined to make sure that you're going to leave a legacy for your kids, when you're determined to make sure that by this time next year, you're going to see a comma in your weekly paychecks, you're going to be willing to show up coachable. You're going to be willing to show up trainable. You're going to be willing to put the work in and follow the steps that's necessary for you to get to those income earning goals that you have set up. So what is holding you back right now? You know your decisions in your life that you're facing right now. You are the best advocate for your success in your life because you know every detail about your life right now. I don't, but I can tell you what I knew about my life. I can tell you what worked for me in my success in starting my online journey to making money online. And for me, it's a no brainer. Working 2 hours every day consistently, following a step by step guide, showing up and putting in the high income earning activities that's going to make my business run on autopilot through automations, that when I go to sleep every single night and I lay my head down at night, that my business is working for me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, that I don't have to be on a live all day, every day to generate income. Because when you have a business online and you create digital real estate, which is creating content in the online industry, Real estate, digital real estate, is when you create content for your target audience that they're going to be able to find, that they can show up on your page, on your social media page, whether that's YouTube, whether that's TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, whatever platform it is that you're comfortable with. When they show up on your page and you make that content one time, but they can find that content tonight, tomorrow morning, tomorrow night, next week, next month, but you only put the work in one time, that's what we call digital real estate, because that real estate is now working for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, sending traffic to your online website. Your online website is ran off of automations. It's running on autopilot. So when they go to your website, they now have the opportunity to change their income status. They now have the opportunity to get off the struggle bus. They now have the opportunity to invest in themselves, and they're never going to hear your voice in a high pressure sales environment, because all you're doing is getting online either through video, through faceless digital marketing, or through going live, and you're creating content that's going to tell your perfect customer what's working for you, how this program changed your life, how this program is literally getting your time back, how this program is changing your income status, how this program is changing the trajectory of your life, of your family's life, of your kids' lives, right? This program is literally changing lives all over the globe. It's not just in the United States. Millionaires are being raised up in South Africa from this program. Millionaires are being raised up inside of the United States from this program. High 6 and 7 income earners are being raised up through this program that I have literally stepped foot in a few weeks ago, and they're following the same blueprint and the same step-by-step guide that I'm following right now, right? Why try to go out there and create something that you have no data that's going to show you is successful or not? When there's a proven system, when there's something that's been put in place that's already working, when there's something that's been put in place where people are making over 10K a month just by showing up online and able to be home with their kids. My son is homeschooled. Since 3 years ago, I made the decision to homeschool my son, right? I knew that the atmosphere in the public school systems, the atmosphere in private school, the atmosphere even in the Christian schools, you guys, the atmosphere that they create for our kids in the school system is not a conducive atmosphere for our kids' spiritual growth, for their emotional growth, for their financial growth, or for their physical growth. Literally, it's toxic. Teachers are talking down to our kids. There's drugs that's being introduced to our kids. The profanity and what's being placed and planted in our kids' spirit and in their mind, even just their thinking, that they're peer pressured to fit in instead of standing out. I wanted to make a difference in my kid's life. I wanted to be the one that said, in my house, in my bloodline, I'm going to be the one that shifts my family's perspective. I'm going to make sure that my kid has an environment to where his spiritual growth is being fulfilled, his financial growth is being fulfilled. So I brought him into my online apparel business. I began to teach him at the age of 13. Our kids are not too young to start instilling financial goals into them, spirituality into them, morality, character, all of these things that they need placed on the inside of them. They're never too young for you to start planting seeds, right? So for me, my story, what I'm here online telling you, that no matter what you're going through in life, it can be changed. No matter what course, in what direction, or what path it is that you're walking down right now. I don't care if you're in your darkest season. I don't care if you're in your highest season. like I was, but I was trading my time for money. Although the finances were there, my time wasn't there. I was losing my kid to the world. I was losing my family because I didn't have time to spend with them. So I had to make a shift 3 years ago. I had to make a shift for my kid. Right? So I brought my kid back home and I began to homeschool. But then that meant that I couldn't go to corporate anymore. That meant that I had to say bye to the corporate world and that paycheck that was coming in every week. I had to make a change, right? And although being in my apparel company and homeschooling my kid, we were being very successful in our online apparel company, I still didn't have the proper time to instill those values. So half of the battle was taken care of by pulling him out. But the other half of the battle, which he needed the most, which was his mom to be able to pour into him, which was me to be there for my family and create an environment that was stabilized within our home, that's where I was struggling. So I don't know if you're struggling in your finances. I don't know if you have to work 2 and 3 jobs to make ends meet. I don't know if you just are unfulfilled and you hate going to your job. Even though I had my own business, I hated it because I was tired. I was burnt out. I had no energy. My passion was dwindling away from working inside of my apparel company, you guys. So I knew I needed a shift. And let me tell you, the freedom that I feel right now by being home with my kid and only showing up 2 hours a day inside of this business is like something I've never experienced before. Because not only is the structure dynamite, not only is the blueprint dynamite, not only is all of the skills that I'm learning inside of the program to learn how to do attraction marketing so that if I ever wanted to release any product, any coaching service, any online business, any physical product business, anything that I wanted to release down the line, this program teaches me all of the digital marketing skills through attraction marketing that I will need to know. It gives you a already done for you funnel, an already done for you email campaign system, an already done for you website. It literally is a business in a box that's handed to you on a silver platter that all you need to do is show up and be consistent. My whole vision for the rest of 2024 has completely shifted because of one choice that I made 30 days ago. There's people that are in the program that I'm blown away, and I'm looking inside of the program and I'm seeing all of the wins being posted every day. People are posting, just made my $900 today, just made my $1,800 today. People are posting, I made $5,500 my first month in the business. I made $15,000 my first month in the business. I made 6 figures my first 6, 7, and 8 months in the business, you guys. Whatever you want in life bad enough, you won't have excuses. You'll go after it with everything on the inside of you. And I tell you that from a standpoint of being desperate 30 days ago for change, to where I had to change some things around to make sure that I could be consistent in this program. I had a lot of overhead, a lot of bills that I was paying, a lot of debt that I was paying off. So in order for me to invest in this program, I didn't just have the money sitting around. But what I did make sure is that I made it happen and I switched some things around and I did a few things to make sure that I could invest in me, because it takes one investment to change the course of your vision for the rest of 2024, and it starts today. Are you willing to invest in your future? Are you willing to give 2 hours every single day of your life right here and right now to showing up consistently to make sure that you're going to generate not only a lifestyle of time freedom, but a financial freedom so that your kids can have a legacy, so that your current family situation and status and lifestyle can literally shift before your eyes. All you need to focus on is getting better every single day, just a little bit. My mentor and coach says inside of the program, she says, focus on getting 1% better every day. And within 100 days, you're 100% better. You can apply that to anything in life. But what I don't want to see is months and months going by and you inside of your heart knowing you want to change, you inside of your heart knowing you want to generate 6 figures online, you knowing inside of your heart that you want to quit that 9 to 5 or quit working 2 and 3 jobs. But because of fear, you're allowing it to hold you back. Because it's uncomfortable, you're allowing it to hold you back. Because fear tolerated is faith contaminated. That means whenever you allow fear to creep in and hold you back and allow that voice that whispers in your ear and contradicts the exact opposite of what you're being called to do and be, when that voice starts showing up in your ear and starts telling you that you won't be able to achieve what everybody else is achieving, I need you to silence that voice. I need you to speak the opposite of what that voice is speaking in your ear. Because let me tell you a secret. Whatever the enemy will whisper into your ear and tell you you're not good enough, or tell you that you can't achieve that, or tell you how you're doing horrible and how you can't succeed in this, or that you're a bad mother, or that you're a bad father, or that you're a bad spouse, or you're a bad human being, or you're never going to amount to anything. The only reason that the enemy would be whispering that in your ear is because you're a threat to his kingdom, because he knows when you wake up and come to the realization of who God has called you to be, that you're going to be something serious, and that's a threat to his kingdom. So I need you to wake up on today, and I need you to tell yourself that you can do it. I need you to shift your mentality and get out of that limited belief. I need you to get out of that limited thinking. I need you to start speaking into your own life. I want you to write down some declarations that you'll begin to speak over your life every day. That's going to tell yourself, I am an overcomer. That's going to tell yourself, I can do this. That's going to tell yourself, I'm a great mom, and I'm a great dad, and I'm a great spouse, and I do everything in the spirit of excellence. I will hit 6 figures by the end of 2024. I will have enough income that's going to be overflowing in my life. I will get my time back. I will have more than enough time to spend with my family. I need you to shift your perspective, right? Because whatever you believe, that's exactly what the story of your life is going to become. If you believe you can, and you start putting actions to back up what you're believing, and you start checking off small wins every single day, you're going to see within 30 days, you're going to look back, and all of those small wins are now going to be this gigantic win that you would have never been able to accomplish if you didn't start contradicting that voice that told you the opposite. Right? I believe in you. I believe in you because I know that if I could do it working 15 hours a day in my apparel company, and I was getting ready to walk away from everything 30 days ago, I know that if I can put 2 hours on top of that 15 hours a day that I was working, if I could find 2 hours because I was desperate for change, I was desperate to get my time back, and I was desperate to do it from the comfort of my own home. I know that if I can do it with no experience whatsoever, never showing up online, never showing my face online, never going live online, even though I knew that I was called with the voice to make an impact, I knew that if I can do it, that you can do it too. You know what I would tell myself? I would see these ordinary people, you guys. I would see these ordinary people crushing it online, making buku amounts of money online. And I said to myself, what am I doing wrong? Why is it that inside of my apparel company, I'm busting my behind 15 hours a day just to see success? Yet they're able to work 2 hours a day, never leave their home, never touch physical products, and they're able to shift their life and make the kind of money that I'm still striving to make by working 15 hours a day. I knew right then and there, after I saw person after person after person telling their story, being raw, being real, looking just like me, that they were single moms and single dads, people working 15, 16, 17 hours a day, and they were tired of that lifestyle. I knew that if they can do it, that I could do it too. And that's the belief system that I need you guys to have on today. I need you to believe more in yourself than you do in that 9 to 5. And I'm talking directly to somebody right now because I was there 5 years ago. I believed more in a 9 to 5 than I did believe in myself. But guess what happened? Time and time again, I would be let go from a position because they would undercut my salary. And because the CEO wanted more of a bonus, wanted more of commission in his pocket, in his job as a CEO of the company was to make sure that that bottom line got more profitable and more profitable. And the only way to do that was to cut out the high salary makers in the company. And so time and time again, I would go find a salary position and I would literally give it my all, and I would show up and I would bust my behind and I would outwork everybody, and I would show up with a positive attitude, and I would show up willing to do everything everybody wasn't willing to do. And in the end, I would always get burned. You know why? Because you're not called to work for somebody else. You're called to create an empire that you can leave for your kids, but you need to work smarter and not harder. I was working harder for the last 3 years. Yes, I got part of it right by starting my own business, but I wasn't working smarter. I was still working harder. And not only that, but I was only receiving 30% pay profit from what I was getting in my sales, because whenever you're dealing with physical products, you're only going to see about a 30% profit in your business, because you still have overhead, you still have to pay for the physical products, you still have to pay for shipping, you still have to pay for shipping. You still have to pay employees for labor. You still have to pay the utilities. You still have to pay all of these things. You still got to pay for marketing, right? I was dumping tens of thousands of dollars into marketing. And so for me, to work 15 hours a day inside of my apparel company to make stuff like this. My shirt says, "Dope Mama, her children rise and call her blessed." Although my products to me are fire, right? I was only getting 30% of the profit, busting my behind, working day in and day out, trading my time for money, trading the time that my babies needed me to be pouring into them, trading my time that I could be serving in ministry, impacting lives, trading my time that I could be there with my family, making memories so that they didn't have memories when they grew up of mom always working and never having time for us. Let that not be your story, that you're so busy working because you have the weight of feeling the responsibility to provide for your family, knowing that there's a better way out there, but because again, that little voice is telling you that you can't be successful doing this. Let that not be the case. Whatever you want bad enough, you will sacrifice for. You can't tell me that if your baby needed something at school to be successful, and you knew that if you didn't get it for them, that you would set them up for failure. But if you did X, Y, and Z, that you would be able to get it for them. You can't tell me that you wouldn't do X, Y, and Z to make sure that you set them up for success. Why is it any different when it comes to your own life? Why is it any different when it comes to betting on you, when it comes to investing in your education? All you need to do is make an investment into a program that's already working. All you need to do is make an investment into a program that's already proving to make thousandaires, 100,000aires, millionaires inside of the program. Literally, they're crushing it. And you can make $100 a day. You can make $300 a day. You can make $600 a day. And you can make $900 a day just by following this proven method. I want you to think for a moment what those numbers add up to. If you were to just make one $900 a day sale for a whole year, that's $328,000 that you're making online by following a 2-hour process to where your business online is running off of automations and it's running on autopilot. What would $328,000 do for you and your family? Would you be able to go on vacation more? Would you be able to make memories, go to Disney, go out of state, go out of the country, go do skiing, go to water parks, go to extracurricular activities? Would you be able to travel to your favorite country and give them the experiences of the different cultures and the different foods and the different travelings and all of these things that come along with financial freedom? Would you be able to provide a better house for them? Would you be able to provide a better car for them? Would you be able to teach them the skills that they will need to be able to fish so that you won't have to do the fishing for them for the rest of their life? You can teach a man to fish so they can eat for the rest of their life, or you could give them a meal that they'll be able to eat one time. There's a time in your kids' lives where they're going to need you to teach them to fish and stop providing them the meal. There's a time in your life when you need to stop taking the meals from the 9 to 5 jobs that you have to show up every day to get that meal, to where you can learn to fish on your own and create an income online that is working for you around the clock. You need to work smarter and not harder. You need to put in position a step-by-step guide that you can wake up every day and know exactly what your day is going to hold. You can wake up every day and know that you're working your way to financial freedom to 10K per month in your first year in business, your first 6 months in business. For me, I wanted to bet on myself. For me, I didn't want to go to anybody else's job, work as hard as I was working to make them a millionaire, for them to be able to let me go whenever they wanted. But yet I was the one that built that company. Yet I was the one that made that company successful. Yet I was the one that made sure that that boss or that CEO got their bonus because of my hard work and because of my work ethic. Let that not be the case. Take those same skills, that same work ethic, that same mentality, that same spirit of excellence, that same drive, that same determination, that same mentality, that same mindset, and apply it to a proven blueprint and watch you knock that income out of the park that you're making right now within the next 90 days. What would it be like if literally in the next 90 days you were able to make 30K? July 1st, which I'm not sure if it's tomorrow or the next day, but July 1st, inside of our program, we're getting ready to launch what we call a 90-day run to 30K. So $30,000 in 90 days, where we have a step-by-step guide every day that when we implement this day, we implement that this day, we implement this the next day. After 90 days, the goal is to hit 30K, and people are crushing it and going above and beyond because they're willing to show up, because they're willing to make the one-time investment. This program, you can get in at $100, and you'll get one stream of income. You could get in at $300 and get 2 streams of income. You could get in at $600 and get 3 streams of income, or you could get in at the highest tier, which is such a small investment, $900, to have a business delivered to you in a box that literally runs on autopilot with 4 streams of income immediately within your reach as soon as you launch that business. You guys, it's a no-brainer. Everything is moving to digital online. How many times have you ordered from Amazon? How many times have you ordered something online and because you knew that that product was going to be delivered to you, you invested your money in it because they have an automated system that when you go to their website, when you go to Amazon site and you place an order through Amazon, we all know that within a few days that's going to be on our doorstep because Amazon has a proven model that they follow. In every city, in every state, it's the exact same. They have their own delivery, they have their own products, their own warehouses that they fulfill. They don't have to depend on anybody. Why do you think Amazon is so successful? Because they have a proven blueprint that they're following. They have a proven step by step guide that they're following to ensure that they're going to be successful. The same thing with our program. We have a proven step by step guide that offers you 1, 2, 3, and 4 streams of income immediately when you sign up in the program. And at any time within the first 30 days, you can elevate to the next level if you choose to do so. For me, I've made $3,600 within my first couple weeks being brand new, not knowing a lick of digital marketing, not ever showing my face online, not ever doing this type of business model, but because I plug into the training, we get free training, free coaching inside of our program, inside of our community. That's now 26,000 members inside of our community because 26,000 people are believing in themselves, are crushing it themselves, are literally on their journey to financial freedom if they already haven't made it. This program is life changing. It not only gives you all of the high income earning skills that you're going to need to be successful online, but it gives you 4 streams of income. It gives you an already done for you business. It gives you free coaching, free mentoring, and you get 26,000 people that are like-minded, all on the same journey, all going in the same direction, unified on one front, going towards financial freedom, lifting one another up, cheering one another on. Why wouldn't you jump on this opportunity? Because if you wait a month from now, if you wait 2 months from now, imagine what you could have already achieved. Literally, we're in the middle of summer, you guys. It's the end of June right now. The holidays are coming. By the time holidays come, you would have already been making over 10K per month if you plug into the trainings and you plug into the blueprint and you're following the step-by-step guide. The longer you wait, the longer you're going to miss out on making money online. The longer you keep going to that 9 to 5 and doing the same repetitious thing every single day, the longer you're going to stay stuck and being capped in your income. I don't want to be capped in my income. I want unlimited amounts of income that's going to be determined on how much I show up, how big my work ethic is, how much I'm willing to follow the step by step guide, how much I'm willing to be trainable and coachable. And as I put in the work, I continue to build my business. I continue to build multiple streams of income that I'll never have to worry about clocking into a 9 to 5 again, but I'll be continually impacting families. I'll be continually helping people get off the struggle bus. I'll be continually helping people with their mindset, helping people learn the skills that they need to be successful in running an effective and profitable business online. My goal is to help 12 families every single month get off the struggle bus. My goal is to help 12 people every single month get on their path to 10K at least per month. Because with 10K in the economy that we're living in right now, that's going to give you a comfortability, right? And as you stick with the program, your finances will be a snowball effect. They'll continue to increase and increase and increase to where you look back 90 days from now and you'll be blown away on what you've been able to learn, what you've been able to achieve. You'll notice your vision is completely different for the rest of the year. You'll notice your mentality has been different because of all of what you've been placing in your mind and in your spirit to grow, right? Think of it this way: a body of water that stands at a standstill. will eventually get polluted. It'll start to smell. There'll be no life that can be reproduced inside of that body of water because of the pollution. So it's going to be stagnated, and eventually everything inside of that standstill body of water will die. That's what it's like when you're at a standstill in your life. When you're not progressing in your finances, when you're not progressing in your mindset, when you're not progressing spiritually, emotionally, relationally, in every area of your life, you're stagnated, and literally you lose all passion. You become overworked. You become a person that's not relatable. You become a person that your kids and your spouse can't connect with because you always got an attitude, because you're always thinking and stressed out and full of anxiety on how you're going to make the next bill, how you're going to make the next payment, how you're going to make sure rent is paid the next month. But when you can breathe, there's a peace that comes over you that stills everything in your life, and everything in your life becomes stabilized. And now you can focus on the goal at hand. And now you can move forward in the journey towards financial freedom, in the journey towards peace, in the journey towards emotional stabilization, physical stabilization, spiritual stabilization, financial freedom. And now, when you're focused, and now when you're dedicated and you're on that straight path towards your goals, now you start seeing momentum. And now that body of water begins to flow. And as that body of water begins to flow, it starts to push out all of the pollution. It starts to bring life back into that body of water, because now it's fresh water, and now freshness is in your life. And now you're continuing to plant seeds into your mind, into your mental. You're beginning to plant seeds into your kids, because now you have joy again, because now you don't have the fear and anxiety of how next month's bills are going to be paid. But when your kids come to you needing something, that pressure is gone and you're able to take care of it. Now they're going to see a whole new mom, a whole new dad, a whole new spouse. You're going to begin to laugh again. You're going to begin to be happy again. You're going to begin to see all of these things that you once had in times past, right? So I want you to take a moment, and I want you to realize, what are your goals? What is it that you want to accomplish, right? In your everyday life? What income goals do you want to accomplish? What financial goals do you want to accomplish? You guys, TikTok is being weird. Um, I don't know why it's doing that, y'all, on the other TikTok platform. Um, but you'll be able to see, it's saying my live is going to end in a couple minutes. But I want you guys to type ready in the comments if you want change. If you want your life to start flowing again. If you want your life to be fresh again. If you want to see life come back in again. I'm trying to verify on the other platform. It just became verified again. Thank you for sticking with me, you guys. TikTok was asking me to verify, and for some reason it was frozen. But I want you to think for a moment. If you feel like your life has been at a standstill, and you feel like you've been that body of water that hasn't been moving, that hasn't been having that freshness, that full of life body of water, and you want your life to change. You want financial freedom. You want your time back, right? You want to be able to have that joy again in your life. I want you to write ready in the comments if that's you. And I would absolutely love to send you the details on how you can get that to happen again. If you are wanting coaching and mentoring, I'm literally going to be helping 12 families this month. And I'm going to walk you step by step, hand in hand, on how you can be on your path to financial freedom. right? So YouTube, if you can write ready in the comments, if you want me to send you over the details, and TikTok, if you're ready to make that change and you want more information, I want you to write ready in the comments. You can also go to the link that's inside of my profile, click on the link or copy and paste it if it's not clickable. I think on one of my platforms, I haven't hit 1,000 subscribers yet, so you have to copy and paste that link. But once you do that, it's going to ask for your email, right? When you put your email in, I'm going to send you that step-by-step guide that I've been following that has been generating me the $3,600 within the last couple of weeks that I've been inside the program. And then after you do that, you'll have the opportunity to take your time and look over the website and see exactly detail by detail if this is something that would benefit you, right? You don't have time to not make a shift in your life, because the longer you wait, the longer you're going to be frustrated and the more of a pit you're going to find yourself in, right? So I had an amazing time on the live with you guys tonight. It's 12 o'clock where I'm at here in Georgia. I don't know where you guys are tuning in from. YouTube, if you're watching the live, if you can write live, or if you're watching the replay, write replay. TikTok, it is absolutely my pleasure. I come on these platforms every single day and go live just to give you guys value. But if you have any questions at all about the program or any questions in general, you can always send me a DM and I would absolutely love to answer any questions that you guys have. You guys have a great rest of your night. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night, you guys. God bless. Have a good night, TikTok. Have a good night, YouTube. You guys have a blessed night.